Oh, well, hello everybody. Oh, we have had a day. We're so tired. Oh, I'm so tired. Ooh, just wait for this to clear up here. We'll do our audio check like we always do, and then we will see where we stand. All right, it sounds like normal. So let's get this out of there. Oh, yeah, we're gonna do a short stream tonight. Only an hour or two at the most. Like I said, we are tired and just exhausted. I think it's a week being sick, and then had a huge snowstorm come through. Well, it wasn't huge, like 5 to 8 inches, depending on where you went. And I do deal with snow removal, so part of the job. So I was out way early this morning. And it was quite a long day. But anyway, here we are, and we're gonna relax, right? Let me tell you a little story here. I was in the United States Army, and we were doing a training mission, and unfortunately, I had not slept at all the night before when we were out there, and we were doing training for point ambushes, and I actually fell asleep leaning against my rifle in the middle of a firefight. I mean, this was training round, so nobody was dying, but yep. So that was about 36 to 40 hours of being awake straight. We're not there yet, but I was a much younger man at that point. So yeah, the older we get, the last weekend. Hey, bird, what's up? That is a Korean magpie or an Oriental magpie, by the way, in case anybody wants to know. That's all I know of them. So sorry. Anyway, and it looks like Roach is over there falling through the ground again. What are you doing there, dude? Okay, well, thank you for that. Uh, it's gonna be one of those nights, folks. Okay, so let's talk about a couple things. First off, we have finished our NS builds. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Take a look here. We got. I'll let her talk. So we got our energy activator in. We have put 10 different catalysts in her, as well as doing some gun work. But there's been a lot of talk about NS here, that she's a little overpowered and that she's fun. So as far as overpowered, well, I mean, yeah, they all are to an extent. But I've lived through the season 0 of Bunny being overpowered, and then season 1 of Freyna being overpowered. So I'll live through Ness being overpowered. Is she strong? Yes, absolutely. But she's a very fun character to play. And her ability isn't like the problem that was with Freyna, was that you could just cast your skill one time and then just, you know, you just sit down and just watch the carnage go through, and you didn't have to do anything anymore. It was just death and destruction. So you do have to actively be at the helm to make Inez work. But man, she does work really well. I just copied the module settings. This is the one I use the most on. Oh, and I did get Plasma Ball, by the way. Believe it or not, I got that combining combining modules. I had a big set of them, and I combined them, and then I combined all of my ultimate ones, and then combined that big set, and it came out through there. So I was really excited. That does make us, again, now we own all modules, so hooray. Much easier than those Enzo modules used to be. But anyway, but we use this Time of the Hounds, Time of the Hunting Hounds, sorry. But you can get an idea of the way I have this build set up. Shout out to Clyde and Moxie. They do incredible builds out there. I usually like to take theirs and test them out. And in some cases, I made some changes, some personalized changes. In some cases, it worked out pretty well, just the way it works. So, but yeah, this is one they use. Main, I have not actually formalized as much. The main build became the 400 build. So I think this one I'm going to use the plasma ball. I just have to get some time to do it. And as you can see, she's more built for survivability, where we're a little more processed here. But yeah, so I have a 400, and then I also have a bossing build, which doesn't change that much. I'll leave them both up there. So if you screenshot it and you want to see it, I can't take the credit for these, but they work really well. But anyway, I used the 400 one. And with that, we went into the Void Erosion, Void Purge. What's this actually called? You know what? We're heading towards it, but we're going to stop and talk to Eckerd. So I have yet to see a single support request. See if that streak continues. Yep. No, I don't want you to do anything, Eckerd. His outfit's a little weird. He's wearing sandals. Roach, get out of the way. So I don't know if you're familiar with the comedian Demetri Martin, but he had a routine where he was talking about he realized that his choice of footwear was directly related to what he thought the chances of him being chased that day are. I'm thinking Eckerd is not getting chased anywhere. Of course, you know, look at me. Neither am I. All right. Short attention span theater today, guys. We're tired. We also can't seem to talk. Hold on, let me get a drink. Sorry about that. It was probably really loud. Okay, so Void Erosion Purge. So I hadn't really done much with this. I focused mainly on getting Inez, and once we'd done that, we started coming over here to the Void Purge. And I was running it, let's see, I ran it with Bunny and with Reyna. And then finally, once I got Inez, I ran it with her. And I ran it solo. When I got to the options where you have the missions that you can run as a public, I did choose to do the public, but it was weird because both times I did that, it only gave me one other person. So it's just me and one other player. I'm like, is there no one else doing this? Like, did I miss the boat, or am I ahead of the? Where am I? But yeah. But otherwise, we did it solo, and we actually got ourselves up to 17. The reason you want to get to 17 for sure is that is where the powerful weapon cores start dropping. The level 7s. We'll go in there and take a look at it in a second. But yeah, I got to 17, and then ended up helping out a couple players. We joined up and rocked through this whole thing, and we are maxed. So we're waiting for the next set. But yeah, as you can see, the rewards here are level 6 cores, but the way this thing works is it can always give you one higher than what it has. You can get 1 or 2 or 3 lower as well. I mean, I was seeing things dropping 1 or 2 for sure. I don't know about 3, but yeah, you can get 1 higher. So the highest core that they have right now are level 7s. And if you don't know what the cores are, let's talk about that. Well, no, I'll talk about that in a sec. I don't want to finish talking about this. So we had a little bit of difficulty. I was on level 17. Um, uh, Other player had done level 1 for the quest, and then he was at level 2, so I joined his party. And when he tried to start it, it was saying that it can't start the activity because one or more of the party members hasn't met the requirement. And I actually had to send him a screenshot of mine showing that I was on level 17 because he's like, have you talked to the quest? Did you go talk to the instructor guy? And I don't blame him, dude. You know, he thought I might have been lying just to try to weasel some help or something. I don't know, but yeah. So I sent him a screenshot. I was like, dude, I'm on level 17. I don't know why. And looked that up on Reddit, and there's apparently some kind of a bug. We took the advice of one post where they said to disband the party, both do a level 1 solo, and then party back up, and you should be able to do it. So we did that, and I joined him again, and he couldn't start it. But he transferred leadership to me of the party, and I could, which was strange. So I could not start level 1, but I could start level 2. And that worked up until we hit level 4. And then all of a sudden it told me, nope, somebody hasn't met the requirement. I changed the party lead over to him, and we were able to get all the way up through 10, and then all the way up through and get to level 20. So, yeah, I don't know what it's thinking or what the bug is for that, or if they have a fix coming in. I'm not sure. But it was a little annoying. We overcame it, so who cares? But this points to something that kind of bothers me about this game. And it's the fact that we have so many options and so many abilities to do things, you know, public or private, but they make everything easier when you do private, and everything's more difficult in a public match. Which the reason I can understand scaling, but not just, you know, the enemies, but just trying to do something as a party sometimes seems to be a struggle. And I know that there's still the issue where, and we experienced this a couple times, where we would complete one of these levels and somebody just wouldn't get credit for it. And we'd have to do it twice. And from what I read about that, they said it was a host is the only one that's getting credit for certain things problem. I don't claim to understand it. I'm just telling you what I saw. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I can remember playing with other people, experiencing that where not all of us were getting credit for completing an activity, and this was back in season 0. So, Debs. Yeah. Can we move whatever's causing this problem up in the priority level? That would be cool if you could do that, because it's causing a problem that I see is, you know, we don't need obstacles for team play. Is this a one-player game? I mean, why is all this other stuff happening if you're just going to continuously point me, whether it's coercion or defiance, to solo activity just being easier? It's easier to start. It's easier to run. Um, start making, start focusing on games that we can play with groups, dude. I'm not like you see my content. I'm mostly a solo player, but I do promote team play is much better. Um, as a big Destiny player, I remember more of my friends than I do of the activity we were doing at the time. And the activity we were doing at the time would not have been as great if it wasn't for them. So we're missing out on that. Again, there's no horrendously epic content right now. Hold on. It's going to be an issue all night. I'm sorry. But that, you know, this happens when I get tired. My voice gets scratchy. I got to quit doing that. But you know, they're talking about this is supposed to be hard end game content. This is Void Erosion. Let me just play with my friends, man. Let me make friends and let me play with my friends, because it's boring. I mean, at least I have you guys here while I can talk with you guys and interact. But if you know, if you're not streaming, you're not running a channel, you're just sitting there doing, you know, going through the motions. Yay, look at me. I'm doing this level. There's so many opportunities for so much more enjoyment. I remember in the season 2 dev video, the YouTube thing they did, the live stream, somebody had asked if they had any plans for doing clans where we could group together. And it's not that they were against that idea. They said no, but it's not that they were against the idea. I just got the feeling by their expression and their answers that they never even considered it. Like, what? No, why would we do that? So I think, in light of everything else, that seems to be the way I think they started this, because nothing in this is group friendly, and it requires a lot of effort on your part to make things happen, which I feel like that's a miss. Yeah. Well, anyway. So yeah, we got to level 20. They have this thing, but as you can see, every time I come over here, there's nothing in this. So yeah. So anyway, yes. So we did up to level 17 by ourselves. We did do 2 of those as public. A majority of what we've done, we've actually done with the Ness on that 400 build I highlighted earlier. Kind of want to run it with other characters to see if I could still get through that. I mean, I know I could complete the missions. I just don't know if I can complete them in the time frame. But then again, you know, the time frame was just to unlock it. So yeah, the whole reason you do this, this Void Erosion Purge, is for cores. I'm going to jump up into the thing here. I'm sorry. Yes, so you're doing this to get cores. These things, which you could stick on weapons to make them better. Hold on a second. Let me push my little button here. Let me give you some another little piece of wisdom here. Don't bother spending any of these cores until you're way up in this area. Preferably do 17. Even if you don't do 18, 19, and 20, 17 needs to be that's the minimum. At 17, you're getting level 6 cores. Now, like I said, it drops higher and lower. So you get level 7 cores, which are the top part in the game right now. That's the highest one they have. For now. I'm sure they're going to add more levels to this, and of course our cores are going to go up. So everything you put on your guns now is probably going to get overrun eventually. But get yourself to level 17. The good thing about that is you can do private or public. And I wondered why they had their arrangement the way they did. So obviously, number 1 you can do is private or public. So you get your feet wet, and if you're not competent in doing it yourself, you can go in there. Right, and then number 2 and 3 and 4 are all private. But then you get to 5, and you could select public or private. So let's take a look at a difference here. So these are dropping level 2 cores. Level 2, level 2, level 2, however you're getting more of them. And then once you hit level 5, that's when you start getting your level 3 cores. And that's why there's a public option. So if you want to farm them, you don't have to go in all by yourself and farm them. That way you can go into it as a group, which will make it faster. You'll see that thing, boom, right here. 9 is now a public option, and we've moved up to level 4 cores. Still at 4. All of a sudden we're at 5 with the public option again. So yeah, and that's going to happen all the way through here. And then once you get to 17, you've got your public and private option with your level 6 cores, which, like I said, can drop a little higher. They can go up 1. So you'll start pulling your level 7 cores. I got to level 17. I ran this about 3 or 4 times. And then met up with those the people yesterday. It went all the way from 2 all the way up to 20. And I got a lot of cores. Like 105 level 3s, 135 level 2s. As you can see here, here's some level 7 cores. Got 12 of them. Yeah, it did well. 7 of these. None of the purple ones. But yeah, 19 here. So I'm hoping that we have something that we can do with these lower cores. Like, can we break them down into something else? Like a material? Or am I just going to sit here with thousands of these things by the start of season 3 that I can't do anything with? But yeah. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take our cores to the place where they can get used, and we'll take a look at that. So we're going to go over here and talk to Deslan. He is so thrilled. He hasn't gotten this much attention since people found out he sells cheap reactors that you could get the daily task finished with.
If it's about weapons, you come and talk to me.
Okay, so under this you have the equip core, right? And through the quest you should have been able to unlock one. They kind of give you the one for free so you can get an idea what it was. And for my choice I went with Enduring Legacy here. And I just kind of was playing with it to see how the system worked, so you can learn from my expenditure of resources. When you drop a core in, like if we take a look at this one here, it's very similar to when you're doing the changing perks on a weapon. So here, with this, you have the option of getting firearm attack 2 to 34%, and mine ended up coming in at 33%, so just 1 below. That is awesome. Here is your hit core, where this is going to give you weak point, firearm, or critical hit damage, and if you select one, boom, there you go. Sorry. And then this one has the precision augmentations, and then the special. I'm hoping they do more with special, because I don't care about these on reactors. Why would I care about them with guns? But I'm going to do it just because, you know, I hate seeing something empty there. Managed to get 290% against the Order of Truth, which is the maximum you can get. So that was really cool. I was really happy about that. Oh, sorry. Warned you I was tired. But let's take a look at this guy here, right? So this is a by the way, see how it says firearm attack VII? So it's Roman numeral 7. And here it says firearm critical hit rate 2 II. So that's Roman numeral 2. This is 7, this is 5. So as you can see, I was working on progressing up through here, and I just wanted to see how it works. So we were just spending cores and resources. But once you've stuck something in a gun, you can continuously add new stuff to it to try it out, see what's happening. But you're also going to need these guys here, a core particle disruptor. And the problem with those is they require Void Abyss Metal Fragments. And where do you get those? Well, get those from killing the Defiler. I'm assuming that if they bring Infernal Walker back into rotation, that you'll be able to get these as well. Ugh. But he's pretty much at the point where we figured out how to kill him. I'd be surprised if they're willing to give away the fancy materials on that. I'm assuming he's coming back. I thought they said they were going to have him in rotations, but I don't know. It's a lot of effort to make a boss like that, even though they are, you know, kind of copies. Infernal Walker's a crab and Defiler's the gorilla kind. But yeah, anyway. So don't put in like I did. I just did it for you guys so you could see, and I didn't care. But you're going to need these materials, and you're going to have to do Defilers or Invasions, which is what the title of this video is about, is whether or not we want to do Defiler or Invasions. And eventually we will get there. That's all right. Christ, it's 26 minutes in. I haven't even addressed the title of the damn thing. That's a huge no-no. Well, we're still not gonna, since we're on a streak. Let's see if we can we'll get to it before 30. But yeah, so now I made these things using the Void Abyss Metal Fragments that I had. I still got a bunch, but we'll talk about that later. In order to replace these guys. So my advice to you is you're not going to need any of this stuff. It's going to most likely be skill based. You're going to be using a skilled Descendant, and that's what's going to get you through those Void Erosions. And wait till you get to 17. Once you start bagging some of those level 7 items, that's the ones you want to implant. We're looking here at the precision augmentation, right? So here's the stats on what I have, right? And if I click on here, so now this is a level 1. Let's just look at this one here, right? So aimed shot accuracy is 5 to 9% using a level 1 precision core. If we go up to a level 7, now my aimed shot accuracy is 42% to 55%. So yeah, that's awesome, right? Look at the firearm augmentation. I think this was what I did here. So you only have 2 options. It's either firearm attack or it's Colossus damage. And I scored 33% to a maximum of 34. I am not at the point where I have enough of these things that I'm going to sit here and spin this just to try to get that extra 1%. But yeah, so save it up. Because putting cores into things is very quick and easy, and it's fun. And you get to see the percentages. But if you want to replace them, you got to get these guys. And we're going to go talk about that and the title of the video, and we did make it before the 30-minute mark, so not a complete ass.
Humanity is very weak.
Boop.
That's why humans need us so desperately.
So this is what we have to do. It is known as a core particle disruptor. Basically, you have to have this to replace a core with another core. The initial insertion of a core onto a weapon, just do it, pop it in there. Hey, look what I got. If you want to replace it, you're going to need one of these things. And it requires the Void Abyss Metal Fragments in order to make them. The only ways to get those are from the Infernal Walker and from the Defiler. So that's what tells me that they might be switching them in and out. And then you can get them from Invasions. And then it just has the list of all the invasions here. So, how much do you get for an Infernal Walker? Or, actually I should say a Defiler, because I don't know about Infernal Walker, but how much do you get for a Defiler kill? Well, I've gotten 55, and I've gotten all the way up to 74. It is random, but you're going to at least get 50. Like I said, my lowest was 55. My average is around 64, and I have gotten in the 70s. From an invasion, you're going to get 20. And in order to make a core binder, which is what allows you to open up the cores on a second, third, fourth, fifth weapon, for each one you need 2,000 of those shards, those little metal fragments. Do the math. If you get it from an invasion, you get 20. So let's go do 100 invasions so we can activate a thing on a weapon. Assuming you get 60. What's that? You have to do 30 Defiler kills, 35 Defiler kills in order to get it. Maybe you're able to kill Defiler. I can. I mean, that's where I got most of the 884 I have, but it's still give or take. I have killed him by myself with not much success, and in fact, last stream I was doing, we weren't doing too well with him. We did change our builds around and went in again after him. So this NS here that we have under the bossing one can do it. But it's not the funnest thing. It's not the funnest thing in the world. Yeah, it was not fun. However, that is how I got into the activity of doing those void purges last night, was someone who was looking for help with Defiler. And we ended up killing him 8 or 9 times as a two-person team. So that was pretty awesome. Again, next on devs, let us play with people. But yeah, we took us a couple times. Took us a couple times to work out a rhythm for it. And with 2 people, if somebody goes down, it's practically a death sentence. Because there's nobody to draw aggro away while you get a revive. So it's definitely not good. Oh, but anyway, so that's the question you have to ask is, what do you do? Do you go after the Defiler and what's your success rate on that? Or do you commit to doing 100 invasions? Now, doing 100 invasions, yeah, I mean, it's not like this is the only thing you get from it. So you do get Transcendent mods, you'll get tons of gold. By the time it's all said and done, gold caliber modules. Might get some equipment that's worth keeping. A buttload of XP. Well, excuse me, and weapon proficiency. So, I mean, there are benefits to doing the invasions, but 100? You want me to do 100 of them things? I mean, I've probably done that many and way more over the course of playing a game, but I know they're not supposed to make this easy. Or abundant, I guess would be a better way of explaining it. You know, they don't want it to be too raining Void Abyss Metal Fragments, but I don't know. All of this to make guns better. Which, by the way, we're going to go back now that we're done talking about all sorts of silliness. We're actually going to go back. We're going to try to make this Enduring Legacy of mine a little bit better. And I'll show you how we'll do it. So this is the only weapon I have that I have unlocked cores on. And again, I am 1% below the max. I'm happy with that. I got this grappling hook charge time increase ratio, which, if you'll notice, we did get the max on that one. Pretty sure we got the... I don't know, did we? Minus 0.2 all the way down to minus 0.02. Time increase ratio. Anyway, And then here we got the maximum score for this one. But the two glaring ones are our hit augmentation and our precision. So we're going to take this one and we're going to go to this first. Now, in order to add a core, like I said, I'm going to go with the big sevens here. I got 19 of them somehow, so we were doing good pulling this. So we pop this in, and it's going to be one of these three. Not sure yet which ones it's going to be, but what we're looking for is the percentage. Now, the fun part about this is it's not necessarily guaranteed to be a super awesome thing. I have stuck sevens in and gotten kind of poopy scores, but I did make 20 of these disruptors, so we can test this out. So it's going to cost one of those just to get rid of this hit rate 2 to put this 7 in, and let's see what we get. Alright, so here we go from firearm critical to weak point damage. Now it's 21. We're going to go ahead and confirm it. Even if you don't confirm it, it uses up the stuff anyway. So you could keep, you don't have to change. It's kind of like if you, with weapons, you'll be like, that's not the perk I want, but it's a good one. Let me see what I could get. And if you get something crappy, your good thing that you would have kept or could have kept is gone, and now you're on the road to continuing. So they kind of made this so if you don't want to do it, you don't have to change it, but it's still going to use up your disruptor and it's going to use up your core. So here, as you can see, it says a VII, and it's weak point damage that goes anywhere between 20 to 27. So yeah, 21 is on the low side. So we're going to go ahead and equip this again. See if we can get something better than a blue perk. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I could hit the O and it's going to keep this, and this goes away, but it will still, we'll see, it will not return the equipped core. So you do lose both materials, but hey, this is actually pretty good. So let's confirm this. And as you can see, firearm critical hit damage maximum is 30%, and look what we got, 30%. So that is cool. And then finally we've got this one. Aimed shot accuracy I wouldn't mind getting. I don't use the grappling hooks that much, so sprint speed of course is always good. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and we'll go ahead and use it, see what we get. So we get a low end sprint speed. Now I'm not going to change this to show you. I mean, obviously you probably know what it is, but who cares? This was 9% sprint speed. So there you go. You see the recoil still stayed there. Took my materials. Yeah, that was kind of mid. Yeah, it was a little low. All right, let's do it again. Awesome, man. All right, so this is, in my opinion, better than this. I mean, recoil's nice, but a higher gauge sprint speed. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm it. I don't want to keep this. I'd like to get them all ultimate perks and all of them top. Sprint speed was, yeah, so whatever. We only got 4 more tries, though, here. Okay, I will take a recoil. I will take a recoil. I don't really need sprint speed from a gun. And to be honest with you, if I wanted sprint speed, I wouldn't be carrying around an Enduring Legacy. So what is our recoil here? 0.53. Alright, so we're not maxed, but we're okay there. Alright, look at that. So now we got some gold perks. Why do we do this? Because it makes the gun better and stronger. And that's what the whole point of this game is to be better and stronger. Hey, look, they made him so that he's open on Mondays, which is pretty cool. They did that because certain people were saying that they couldn't log in on weekends. I don't know why. Like, I mean, I know you're busy and all that, but you can't just log in and go see ETA and then head out. Um, yeah, I don't know. But it's nice that he's there. So now I have an issue. My issue is the fact that I have this gun, which is the one that I used when I did the mission and got my uh, wow. When I did the quest, it's good now. So I'm stuck until I can grind out enough of those fragments, those Abyss fragments, to get 2,000 of them in order to put it into another gun so then I can make another gun. Super cool, awesome. My dog's outside raising hell. Of course he is. That's what he does. So now I got to start making the choice as to whether or not I want to do defiler kills or if I want to do invasions. So that I can, I guess, make the Thunder Cage or possibly the Secret Garden. Who knows? Tough choice. Just because there's so many invasions that you have to do versus not so many defiler kills. But defiler kills aren't a guarantee, you know? Yeah, terrible. Anyway, so we're going to jump away from that. A couple things that we do have to do here tonight. Let's do our journal check. This we did move up. Oh, you can't see it, but where is it now? Oh no, it wasn't this one. Yeah, they want us to do 10 of those things, dude. So that's 20,000. Oh my god. 20,000 of those fragments. Okay. So that's there. Getting closer, folks. We're fighting it, but we're getting closer. It did go down quite a few times in the erosions. Finished everything off except this Death Stalker. We haven't gone back in on him. So here, yeah, there's the Void Erosions. Yeah, we're only 4 away from doing that, and then we got 100 one. So we're. That's funny that I've done more of these void purges in like 2 days than I have in a month and a half of these void vessels, and they are relatively the same length of time. I've at least done it 20 times in under 10 minutes, you know, because you've got to have 5 minutes left on the clock in order to move to the next level. So, and how long do void vessel missions take? You can get them done in between like 6 to 10 minutes. You know what the difference was? It's playing with somebody. Nexon, take note. I did more of one activity that takes about the same amount of time, but this one I dread doing, and I almost look at this as a punishment now that I have to do it because of this little number, and then eventually this number here, and this number here too. But this one I just started doing, was having a ball, and it was great, and that's not going to be an issue as long as I find people to go in there with. That did hurt me when they said no clans. It really did hurt. Not really excited about that. Let's check again.
I'm Eckert from Data Intelligence. How can I help you?
Okay. As it stands still. Stands still. Okay. This is here. So, need one for 16 to 20 purge. Purge level 2. And he said no. I need a Defiler group speed runs. Kind of bored of solo. And then this guy's really looking for somebody to do this with him. This is where I ended up finding that person that was trying to do the Defiler kills. We two-manned it until we got about 8 to 10 kills. I'm not sure exactly how many we got. And then we moved over and did Void Purges. But there needs to be a better way than the recruit system in order for this to work. I'm not a dev. I'm a mechanic by nature, by trade. So, I don't know what it takes to make parties and clans a thing in here. Hell, I would honestly just take a better communication system. I'm on console, guys. In order to, I don't know if you guys could see this or not. Can you? Sorry. You get to see this, right? I'm actually going to watch the feed here because I see the screens flipping. I don't know if you can see the keyboard. You sure can. So yeah, it takes a lot to type in, and I have died for messages. So that needs to be better. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like I said, I am so tired. And you can hear me rambling on and pushing wrong buttons. I think I would honestly be quite the detriment to anybody in that type of a fight. I could probably still do it, but I don't know. So, the only thing that I have left of today's activities is intercept battles. We got everything else done earlier. So I just need to do some intercept battles to get my 10 coins. I don't know if I really need them, but it's an event, and I feel FOMO, I guess. I don't know that we have to do it. I mean, it's 10 coins. You can buy stuff with them. So, I mean, worst case scenario, we'll turn it into gold. So let's go get 2 intercept battles. And we are going to switch off. The wrong button's what we're going to do. It's happening left and right, man. It's not good. So we're going to take Miss Haley with the purple hair. And we are going to go kill ourselves some pyromaniacs. Now, the reason we're going to be going after him... is he the one that drops them? Looking for Slayer sets. Does he drop Annihilation? Alright, we're going in here. We're going to kill this guy real quick, because that'll be one of them, so. And we'll see what kind of set he drops. I think you have to do Pyromaniac to get Slayers. I think components are a huge stopping point for me right now.
Aiming at target.
What the hell happened there? I'm Must have did that shit wrong. He's just supposed to fall down, not stand here and get angry at me. Oh, let's use this. Let's use our new gun. Well, it's not new, but of course. Oh, good little grapple there, sister. Alright, let's try this again. Let's try not to run off the map, dummy. Okay. Do that.
Shield at 0%.
Why is he going immune? They change him?
Need to recharge my shield.
Ah. That was a terrible shot. So was that. I guarantee you it's me. Like I said, oh. We're tired. Missed me. Dude, why are you not falling down, man? That's weird. Ooh. Alright, let's see what we get from him. Yeah, supernova. So we don't want these. It's not going to help us. Well, it helps us get rid of our 138 patterns. Also, I've been using shape stabilizers because there's an achievement for it. I don't really care about anything. This is the only thing I'd want. Yay! I wish there was an actual working science behind that. I know I do that often. Again, it is a 20% part, so it's not like it's the most amazing thing. If I start doing that with those 6%, then you need to start writing letters. I gotta let this cat out. Hold on. Hey, you wanna go out? Get out of there? Come here. There you go. Good, I didn't want him in here anyway, right? Okay, so I guess it's Pyro that we need to kill on after. We got some patterns for him too, so let's see if I can figure out what the hell is going on here. I guess I need to just be rapid firing this stuff. You got to remind me that I need to talk about reactor farming. Yeah, I know. I've always said don't do it, but there we go. That's more like it. Yep. There we go. We got some Slayer pieces. And we did our 2. We'll do the 15s. Right. Doesn't always work. Okay, let me get out of here. Before I forget to do that, because I've actually been thinking to myself to talk about reactor farming. So, if we switch back to Ines, as you can see, I've got a really super awesome reactor on there. Did some implanting, and we got her up to level 5 on that. That definitely helped through the Void purchase. But we got a really good one with critical hit rate and skill cooldown on a tech-based reactor. So I think honestly, with her skills, the fact that the tech ones do the most amount of damage and seem to be the best utility, that's her 1 and her 4. Um, yeah, tech is definitely the way to go. And I got lucky because this one has a tactical rifle optimization group, which means if I'm holding Secret Garden, it's kicking ass. And Secret Guard's a great weapon to have as far as skill crits and skill power. So where did I get this? I actually did some farming. If you don't know, I'm sure most people do, but if you go to the map and then you do this down here, for me it's just pressing R3 or I can click it right here. This gives you the rewards and it tells you what you can get from different places. So if you come up here and you do a tech, sorry, you don't have to select reactor, you can just come up here, tech and electric. It's going to tell you that you can do Mirage Stone for reactors and Rockfall for reactors. So let's look at Rockfall, right? Here's Rockfall. And you got a power shutdown, which doesn't take long. A couple void or a void fragment, and you got a reactor. Got an extermination, which is 3 minutes. That's good. It's killing bad guys. It's definitely a great thing. Here's a defense. Here's another extermination. So there's all right missions here. They're not bad, but if you look here at Mirage Stone, that's this one right here in the Agna Desert. And I'm actually hovering over what is one of the best farming missions for reactors. And this is the barrier deactivation. So you pick yourself a bunny or even an Ez if you want to use her. And you go do this. It takes no time at all. It's a great place to level up weapons as well as leveling up Descendant. Not as much, but weapons you could level up pretty easily on this. Not as fast as doing some of the other activities, but it's a bonus because you're here to get a reactor, but you're also going to be getting some weapon XP and all sorts of other great stuff. But man, this is great. And I went here and I did this for about, I don't know, 15 minutes. Only takes about 2 minutes to do barrier deactivation. And I had mixed results. And I was like, I don't know. I do have the footage of this too. But I went back and just said, you know what? I want to get one that has tech and at least has skill cooldown. And let me get something decent to match with those. And I went back and did it one time and only got one reactor. And I was like, I think it was only one. But it might have been a couple. But yeah, I did it once. And I looked at my inventory. And there she was sitting. So a tactical rifle, electric tech with skill critical hit rate and skill cooldown. One of the reasons that's important is because if you look, so your critical hit rate increases as your MP does, and that's how she builds up her unique power. The bar that's underneath your mana is with critical kills. So wow, having a bigger crit rate and already built to do a bunch of crit damage pretty much means that I have a ton of that secondary skill. So that has paid off dividends. And then skill cooldown is, I mean, all of her skills are pretty quick.
Commencing operation.
I mean, my stack cooldown is 0.9. My MP cost is a little heavy, but yeah. That, and then here, stack cooldown is 5.6. So I would have loved to increase the duration on this thing, but it's actually okay because I get it back so fast. I could do it multiple times as long as I have the MP and the power for it. Hold on.
Sound unit. Commencing operation.
Oh, an impromptu sneeze between being tired and being sick. Oh my god. What does it matter? And the weekend was not relaxing either. It's my fault on Saturday was talking shit, talking how great I felt or how much better I felt. And now look at me. Now look at you, dude. Anyway, so yeah, that's why we jumped out there real quick. For a guy who talks a bunch of crap about reactor farming, I gotta admit, woo, it's a win. So, yeah. But yeah, skill critical hit, skill cooldown on a tech reactor. The only thing I maybe would have changed, because her skills do come down pretty quick anyway, might have been to replace skill cooldown with more electric damage or a second tech boost, since we're really just focusing skill-wise on her. But this honestly is enough. I don't have any complaints. And I added the submachine gun in there just so I could switch guns if I have to. Probably dump a machine gun on there when I can afford it, which, by the way, I cannot. I want to sit back and take a look at just how expensive the last 2 weeks have been in preparation for Season 2.5 and actually existing in 2.5. Because I know I have blown through resources and money. That's what it's there for. But yeah, this was up to 800 something at one point. Now I'm down, just now cleared 219. And a majority of that is because I bought a bunch of them from the little event because I had to spend them on something. So yeah, I can only do one reactor implant again before it's down, and I don't have enough to make a ton of these things. You need 65,000 in order to make 100, which is half what you need, and I am at half of what I need to make half of what I need, so I'm at a quarter. You can do this. By the way, okay, so here. 65, right? If you divide that by 5, which 20 is 5 of 100, you know what I mean? Divide 100 by 5 and you get 20. This is the same thing. If you divide 65,000 by 5, because now we're getting a fifth of what we have. So it really, there's no loss in this. It's just I'm going to be popping these out and adding them to the total, but it's not like I can do anything with them. And it's only a 40-minute cook time. So, most of the time when I do these, I'll set these up and go to bed. Wake up the next day and there it is. But yeah, so we need tons of quantum crystals. For that, we're going to be doing reactors and Colossi fights. So that's where you can get a bunch of those. We are completely out of these. We have none in hand. And they take the same materials that we had to. So that was with advancing Inessa's reactor, and also I changed somebody's, I think a bunny. I switched hers up. We spent a ton on that. Yeah, it's been an expensive trip. How many cats do I have? 11. So time I was up into like 30s and 40s on these between doing weapons. So let's see which ones. We finished off the final masterpiece, Frost Watcher, Smithereens, and Didn't finish it, but we've done a bunch of work on Python and Albion Cavalry Gun and Peacemaker. In addition to all of the ones, the 10 that we put into Inez. And we bought all the ones from the event. So we did actually get really low. I thought I was really good prepared. But I wasn't paying attention. Yep. You notice I'm tracking these void fragments, and I'm also tracking the quantum crystals. Like I said, for these, the best place that I've seen to get them that's like okay reward with no risk, go do some void reactors. Since they changed it to where you only get charged the shards, whether it's like the organic or inorganic or monomer or whatever, you only get charged those when you actually open up the device to turn a pattern into something. Now it's a great place to go farm. Go in there. It only takes 30 seconds to kill the bad guy. And you're going to get like 750 of those per time, which is awesome. The only issue with that is eventually you start running out of space because you've got those converter devices, whatever they're called. I've seen hundreds of them. Can't remember. Reconstruction device, I believe. You got so many of those things sitting around waiting for that 5-minute timer because you haven't used them. What I usually did with that was I would go to where there's maybe about 10 of them sitting there. That's usually where they're going to be sitting because it's a 5-minute timer. It takes you about 30 seconds to kill the boss. So there you go. And then I'll go into the menu and I'll clean up, throw out some trash that the puppy doesn't find. And yeah. And then I'll go back and a couple of them will disappear and we'll just push it back up to the total. But yeah, I was able to go from this 35 to the actual 65,000 that I needed in order to make the stuff for Inez relatively quickly. Enough that I didn't get bored doing it or angry. So that's huge. That's in my opinion how you properly gauge stuff. Did it make me mad? Was I bored? No? Good. Okay. So there you go. And yeah, I just really wanted to check in tonight and show where we stand and what happened. I did save all the footage from the Defiler fights. Again, life would be so much easier if we could communicate with each other instead of public match just being, all right, throw as much DPS at it and hope that it falls before we do. Because me and that other player were actually working together and came up with a really consistent pattern that, like I said, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like we just went in and destroyed him every single time. It took a little while, but once we got in the groove, got in the rhythm, figured out how to do it, it was just success after success after success. So, just need better communication in the game. They need to facilitate better communication, and we need to do better communication. Let's take a look at the... help. What does he need help with? Last login was 177 days ago, but... I guess he maybe switched something. Let's say what he needs help with, though. Yeah, I'm sorry. Too tired to get involved into some heavy gauge stuff today. So I'll tell you what, we're actually going to call this here. Because I really just want to go to bed. But, yeah. We're going to pick back up on Wednesday. We'll get more into things on Wednesday. I'm hoping to Thursday or Friday get a video out. I'm actually working on 2 of them. One is on the actual Void Purge and what we kind of talked about here tonight. And the other one is on Defiler. Also kind of what I talked here. So we're giving you a little foreshadowing. But hopefully we'll have one of them out before the weekend. And then the next one, look for that Sunday or Tuesday. Try to post them on my off nights. But yeah, so we're actually calling it here, guys. Just tired. I need sleeps. So, yep. Well, I'm calling it, yeah. See how I'm rambling? But anyway, okay, guys. Well, we're heading out. So, as always, I will see you out there and look for me on Wednesday. We'll pick up where we're leaving off here, which is Blind Confusion. But yep, we'll get it going. And we'll get some Void Purge and some Defiler fights under our belt. And hopefully I can get that second weapon unlocked so we can start working on dumping some cores into something else. I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm thinking Thunder Cage, since that's one that I use often. I use Thunder Cage. I use the Secret Garden. I use Python. I also have been, and if you maybe have seen that, I've been using the Final Masterpiece, but I don't know if it's good enough. I will say that in one of the farming rounds on that level 17, once I unlocked it, there was a bunny who was using that gun and was just constantly rotating the ice blast, freezing opponents. And I'm assuming they had a chill attachment on it, plus they had the frozen thing, but that actually was really good. She was blocking doors left and right, and the bad guys just couldn't get past. Because she'd freeze one of them dingleberries right up front, and everybody just stood behind. We were just killing everything. So, pretty interesting tactic. But yeah, freezing everything. So, Final Masterpiece, I know that's what she had in her hand because I recognized it when she was standing beside me. I don't know if she had like a chill attachment or a cold barrel on it. But interesting tactic, and it paid off. I mean, we got it done, so who knows? But yep, so we'll cover those on Wednesday. Get some actual live footage going in and doing things. But and we'll try some things out. But like I said, just too tired, guys. Tired and sick. Didn't want to cancel tonight. I've canceled quite a few streams in the past and always felt bad about it. I mean, I created a schedule. I need to stick to it. So even if it's just an hour and 15 minutes of me rambling in a foggy haze. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm heading out, guys. So